Hello. Today we're going to be looking at integer basics. Okay, first, what is an integer? An integer is just a number, like what we have here. We have 0, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all blah, 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 whatever. And this goes on forever and ever, right? But that's not all integers are. If you know what you're doing, this is a whole, this is a set of whole numbers. These are whole numbers. That's not what we're getting into today. I wish we would. I love whole numbers. Anyways, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, onwards forever is just are whole numbers. But so if these are whole numbers, then what are integers? Well, actually, these are also all integers. Though these are not the only type of integers, or these are not the only numbers that are integers. Like, for example, 7 is an integer, right? But it's also a whole number. This is an example of another integer. You may have seen this before actually. This is called a negative number or negative 1. This is a negative 1. And that's also an integer. You can see here now that we have 0, our whole numbers, including 0 because 0 is included, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. But then we have our negative numbers here. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. And these are all integers. All of these are integers. Now, just to add to this, an integer does not have decimals. So, like, 3.2 is not an integer. 3 is, but 3 point isn't. Just to make sure. This includes fractions as well. Fractions are not integers. This is just because, 1/2 is, or 1/2 is just 0.5. Because when you divide 1 by 2, it just equals to 0.5. And as you know, this is an unsolved division problem. So yeah. And just to give you one more example, mixed numbers and like improper fractions are not integers either. So now let's look at our number line. On this number line, we have our integers, -5, -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And they both just function as normal numbers, basically. Just as how these would function, negative numbers function the same. You can add them, you can multiply them, divide them, everything. So let's try adding some integers. Let's start with 0. 0 plus 5. Well, this is really easy. It's 5. We all know this. This is basic. But what if it's 0 plus -5? Now, I'll just say this so you remember that when you write a negative number plus a positive or another negative number, or even 0, you should put the second negative number in brackets, because if I didn't do that, it would look like this, and that it's really confusing because it's like, what's happening here, right? So this just separates the equation. So what does this equal? Well, we know when we added plus 5, we went from 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. And that's how we got our answer 5. You could also think of doing this as adding 1, then adding 1 again, adding 1 again, adding 1 again, and adding 1 again 5 times. So we added 1 5 times. To 0, we added 1 5 times. That's just what addition is. Like, we know that. So here, let's do the same on the other side. Since when we added plus 1, it went this way. When we add -1, it's given that you would go this way. So let's do that. -1, -2, -3, -4, and -5. Now here, what we did is we added 1 each time. So what would we do here? We know that when you add a number on a negative on a number line, you move to the right. So adding means to go right. It means to go right. And we also know that subtracting means to go left. So adding means to go right, and subtracting means to go left. What did we do here? We added 5 times. So we go right 5 times. So taking this into account, you can also think -1 as subtracting 1. Subtracting 1. So this just means that 0 plus negative 5. So this just means that 0 plus negative 5 equals to 0 minus 5. So now back here, what we're doing is we're adding a negative 1, but we're also just subtracting 1. Subtracting 1 again, 1 again, 1 again, and 1 again. We subtracted 1 5 times, but really we added negative 1 5 times to 0. You can use the idea of you're basically just subtracting a positive number. So whenever you see a negative number added to another number, it could be negative or positive or 0 even. Just think of it as if you were subtracting the absolute value of that number. Wait, hold on. Now I'm not going to fully cover absolute value in this video, but I will just tell you what it is. Negative 3 and 3, this is a negative number, but the 3 here, since it's on the positive side, positive and negative side, this is really also just a positive 3, right? So the absolute value of negative 3 and plus 3 is just 3. But now, what is this absolute value business? What is that? What is absolute value? Well, really, on both of these numbers, what's something they both have in common? Well, the answer is 3. They both have 3 in common. And that's just the number they have in common. So 3. So the absolute value is 3, right? That's what they have in common. So basically, what absolute value is if you disregard the signs, right? Forget about the signs, and you're just left with a number. That number is the absolute value of both of these terms. Negative 3 and positive 3, their absolute value is just 3. And that's all it is. Now, you might see this somewhere, but the absolute value notation is like this. It's like 2 lines, the number like 4, and then that's the absolute value notation. So if you see that, you just know that it's the absolute value of the numbers. Moving on, let's add some more integers. Now we are doing negative 2 plus 4. As we know, on a number line, we start from the number we're adding. So right now, in this instance, is 2, negative 2, sorry. And then we add 4 to it. Since there's no negative sign here, there's no negative sign, right? If it was, then whatever. We know that we're not going to go left. Instead, we're going to go right. So let's add 4. That just means that we're adding 4 plus 1s. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Plus 1, plus 1, plus 1, and then plus 1. 5 times. And what's our answer? We know that the last number we went to is our answer. And what number is that? It's 2. So the answer is 2. Just like how we add 3. No. If we were to add 2 plus 4, we count up, right? So we start from 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. And that's our answer, right? We do the same here. Negative 2 plus 4. We start from negative 2, so negative 2. Then add 1, right? Since if we add 1, we're going to the right. So that equals to negative 1. So we are negative 1. And then we add another 1. That equals to 0. Like we see, we go 1, and then 2. That's plus 1, and then plus 1 again. And then that's 0. 0. And then that's basic addition again. Plus 1. 0 plus 1 is just 1. And 0 plus, and then 1 plus 1 is just 2. And that's how we got 2. If we don't understand this, you can think of it as like that. Just to not get confused, let's try it with 2 plus negative 4. This, by the way, before anything happens, I'm not doing the opposite of our last equation. This will be a different answer, just so you know. Well, we know what we're gonna do here. We see a negative sign here, and then a positive sign here, or a plus sign here, actually. And we know we're gonna go left. We're gonna go left from 2, since we start from 2, since that's the number we're adding negative 4 to. That was a lot of 2's in one sentence. Whatever. We start from 2. Since we're adding a negative, and that's the same as subtracting, so we're just gonna subtract 1 4 times. So we subtract 1 1 time. That's 1. Then another. That's 0. Then another. That's negative 1. And then finally, another is negative 2. Minus 1, minus 1, minus 1, and minus 1. Not minus I. Yeah. And what did that end up to? Negative 2. So 2 plus negative 4 is negative 2. Now for the final one, let's add two negative numbers to each other. There's no need to be scared here. Let's start from the beginning. There's a negative sign here in front of this plus sign. So we know we're going to go left. And we start from negative 4. Negative 4 here. Since we're going to go left, we're going to subtract 1 each time. 1. That's subtracting 1. That's negative 5. And then another. Pretend. That's negative 6. That's negative 6. So we subtracted 1 2 times. And that gave us negative 6 equals to negative 6. Now, if the negative signs weren't here, the answer would be 4 plus 2, and that just equals to 6. Since there was a negative sign here, we just added a negative sign because they both had negatives, right? And it's that's literally it. But don't think of it like that. Don't do it like that. I was just saying to make it more simpler. That's why.